Hey, it's Dave Cruiser from All Classic Hits 95.1 The Oasis, 94.9 for the East Valley. I am so excited to have a guest here in studio, a special guest, Sean Anders, director of Instant Family, the new Marc Walberg and Rose Byrne comedy. And it's getting a lot of buzz around the movie. You screened it a couple times over the weekend, which I heard. How's the audience reacting during the movie?
It's been really overwhelming. It's been so much fun. I've been taking the movie across the country to do these advanced screenings, and they always think that I'm gonna just go out and have a sandwich during the screening, but I actually love to sit through it and watch it because I just love to hear the laughs and see the audience get emotional.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a thrill. It's a thrill for the audience to have you there, the director of the film. Do you do like Q&As afterward
I do,
too?
yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and that's been really fun.
Yeah, and what's the number one question that you get from people?
A lot of questions about Marc Walberg and how did he get in the movie, and a lot of questions about foster care and about my own personal story, because the movie is inspired by my story of adopting 3 kids out of foster care. A big legal distinction there, apparently.
It sounds like it sounds like this interview is going to be taken over by the audience as well. So those are a lot of the questions I have for you today too, which is really your story. This is loosely based on sort of your life and your experience with adopted children. Is it sort of a comedy in your family every day that you live, and that's sort of like it brings up these funny interactions with the family members and the dynamic?
It kind of is. I mean, it's like any family, it's comedy, and there's drama, and there's frustration and difficulty. But yeah, the situation now in my family, we're such a normal, boring family that I think my kids were like, why would anybody want to see a movie about us? But it's more about the beginning of our family, and in that time, it's just such a bizarre situation that you have these little people in your house that are already walking and talking, but you don't know them yet, and they don't know you, so it creates all this sort of chaos and craziness and some heartbreak, but it's also really funny and weird.
Yeah, and really, really honest and true, I'm sure, and that's what comes across in the film, and that's why people are just totally psyched about it. And this is your third time working with Marc Walberg.
It is, yeah.
And of course, we have everybody wants to know how Marc is behind the camera, but really, how does that partnership start? Because this is your third film with him.
Well, it started on the Daddy's Home movie, and we went into that movie, and we really wanted whoever was opposite Will Ferrell in that movie to be kind of like the coolest dad in the world, the dad that if you were a stepfather, who would be your living nightmare to come in and and we thought, oh well, Wahlberg's worked with Will in the past, they're so funny together, so that's how we got to know him. On this movie, I really wanted him to do it. He gets so many offers. I had no idea if he'd be interested in it. It's a different tone than the Daddy's Home movies. It's funny, but it's more more drama. And I sent him an email that I worked really hard on, rewrote it a bunch of times, and he called me right away the next morning and said, I'm in. He read the email and he looked at the script and he just said, yeah, I'll do this for sure. He cared about kids in foster care. He'd met a lot of kids over the years, and he jumped right in.
That's so cool. And especially the fact that he says yes the next morning, right?
It was like, crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it was so crazy because, once Marc Wahlberg's in your movie, now you've got yourself a movie.
Yeah, of course.
Because he's so funny and he's so, he can handle all the different aspects of the story.
And seems like just a cool dad in general anyway.
Yeah.
Like he just the coolest guy in the room, obviously, too. So my wife is super excited that Rose Byrne is in the film.
Yeah.
She loved her from Bridesmaids, and she's done some really great stuff that we've both really enjoyed. So was this your first time working with Rose then?
It was, yeah. And the first time Marc had worked with Rose. And I thought Rose was great, but when we got them together, we were all really knocked out by the chemistry that the two of them had together, and she is crazy funny, even funnier than I thought she was coming in. Like, she came in, it was just a freight train, just huge laughs in every scene.
That's awesome. Well, we can't wait to laugh along with the movie ourselves, and it's so nice that you are going into the screenings and just meeting everybody that's come to see the film. I think that's so cool, and you can just feel the energy sort of rise in the building when the director comes and says hello. So
yeah, it's so much
really
fun for me.
To do. That's really cool. And to spend a few minutes with us today, November 16th, guys. Instant Family in theaters, and Sean Anders will appreciate every eyeball on that big screen,
every one of them,
and it'll be worth your time, guys. It's gonna be really funny. Sean, thank you so much for coming, and go see Instant Family, guys. It's a really good film.